Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining on the web or on the replay as well. This is Amanda Davis, and I'm going to come at you with my first Tip Tuesday scope and what I decided to talk about for this week. This is going to be something I'm going to try to do weekly, and it's probably going to be around this same time, 7:30ish, 7 maybe, if I can try to get myself on the right schedule of doing it closer to 7. But anyway, and so the Tip Tuesday. For today, I wanted to share what I've learned about Periscope. And so, just to give you a little bit of background, and I am going to repurpose this video. So, I know you guys that are watching right now are watching on Periscope, but if you're watching on another platform where I've repurposed the video, I just want to say real quick that Periscope is a mobile app that is through Twitter. So look it up. And but anyway, so for Periscope and what I've learned about Periscope is I have been on Periscope since August. Hello. And then I've been in Peri Girls, a Facebook group to do with women on Periscope since the end of September. And I have been scoping consistently since October, scoping every day, literally every day, not missing a day since November. So I'm really excited about that I've been able to scope at least once every day. And so getting to my tips, one thing that I will say is the more scopes that you have, the more reach you have, because people are on Periscope at different times. And so definitely the more that you're on Periscope, the more reach you're going to have. But with saying that, the second tip is make sure you're providing value to your viewers. And so you really want to think about at least a little bit what it is that you're scoping. And I mean, even when you're scoping random topics for a challenge or something like Peri Girls, we scope random topics all the time. Like I just did a scope on the best thing that my mom has ever cooked for me. And yesterday it was sharing something funny and stuff like that. It might seem random, but at the same time, you can still turn that into a scope that has some value to it. And plus, if nothing else, with a lot of those things, people are getting to know you as a person, which that's another good thing for Periscope is the stuff that you can do where people are getting to know you as a person, then they feel like, or at least I do when I'm watching some of the same people over and over again, I feel like I'm getting to know these people, and that if I met them in person, like we'd really get along. And so my first two tips are the more that you scope, the more you get yourself out there, the more reach you're going to get. And then my second one being that making sure, though, with that you're providing value with every scope. And then the other thing is consistency. So as long as you always have at least one replay and your replay mode, people can watch it when you follow them, because I know when somebody follows me and they don't have any replays, I don't always follow back unless I can tell for sure that they look like they might be somebody that I'm interested in following from their profile description. But sometimes people can't tell if they want to follow you or not from the profile description. And at least if you have a replay, even if it's just a quick scope or something like that, just anything, then they at least get to know something about you and what you scope about. And that is definitely a good tip. And I didn't come up with that tip, but it is a tip that I've noticed that since I've been consistent, I've been able to get more followers. I've gotten more people on my scopes live, etc. So definitely just something that I think that you should take into account. The more that you try to scope on a consistent schedule, the better. So like for me, I usually scope in the evenings during the week, and it's usually about this time between like 7 and 8, and sometimes a little bit later if I get caught up. But I still usually always have some kind of replay in my bin, and if it goes without a replay in the bin, it's usually only for an hour or two in the day, depending on when my last scope was. So like Sunday, I might scope in the middle of the day, but then I don't get to it until Monday evening. But it's really only been a couple of hours that my profile went without any kind of replay. The other thing that can help with that, though, is like if you scope more than once in a day. So maybe I scope Sunday in the middle of the day, but I also do one Sunday night, so that can hold me over until Monday night. So there's still something that's in the replay. But anyway, because people get to know you that way, and especially if you're using it for business, people get to know you and your brand that way. And then I was going to say, as far as following and hearts, yesterday just yesterday, I got, I think I worked out that I got like 5,000 hearts in one day. And let me see what I wrote down. I wrote it down. Yeah, actually 6,000 hearts. I got 6,000 hearts in one day yesterday. And the way I did that was, for one thing, it was 4 scopes. But for another thing, I was sharing those scopes with the Perry girls. And so what I was going to say was, anything that you can join that's a networking group to do with Periscope, you're getting yourself out there in front of people a little bit more. So Perry Girls for Women is a great one, and if you're interested in that, you can go to perrygirls.com. It is a Facebook group, and then you'll be able to join. For the men, there is Perry Dudes, and they're trying to still, it's my understanding that Perry Dudes is still trying to get themselves out there and expanded as big as Perry Girls is. But definitely, if you're a guy watching this and you're thinking, what about us? Check out Perry Dudes, because there's some good guys there that have come onto the Perry Girls account in different scopes for us, just to say hello and show us support. And so I know that that would be a supportive effort for you to look into. And then the other one is Tag Tribes. And Tag Tribes actually has an online forum website now as well, but I know that you should be able to still find them and join them through Facebook if you type in Tag Tribes. But Tag Tribes has expanded, and there's also a paid outlet to that as well, and different things like that. So it is getting to be a big platform as well. But just any networking group, it doesn't have to be those two, any networking group that can get yourself out there a little bit more, because definitely since joining Perry Girls at the end of September, I've noticed a huge increase in followers and hearts and all that kind of stuff, just really rapidly, really, because like 5,000 hearts in one day. I couldn't have even imagined that a couple months ago. So it's really cool. And my Jan You Want It goal, which Jan You Want It is a challenge that we're doing for Perry Girls, was to get to 450 followers. So I'm at 370 something now, I think. And also to get to 350,000 hearts. And today I'm going to hit 260,000. And I know I am with these 2 scopes, because I'm only 300 hearts away. And so that's really cool. And I just hit 250,000 on Sunday. So that's even cooler, that I just made it to 250,000 on Sunday, and then here I am on Tuesday telling you that I'm going to hit 260,000. So that's 10,000 hearts in 2 days, which might not seem like a lot to some people. But for me, when I was getting like 1 or 2, or when I started Perry Girls, I only had a few thousand. And a lot of times I'll see some of the newer people here on Periscope, and you only have a few thousand. If you're looking for ways to grow those hearts, definitely join Perry Girls, or if you're a dude, Perry Dudes. Anything that can get yourself out there and have you be able to share yourself a little bit more, besides just using your Twitter platform and that kind of thing. And then, so that's really what I've learned. And so to sum that up, because I know I've been talking for a while now, and I really didn't mean for this to be a long one. So to sum it all up, what I'm going to say is, what I've learned about Periscope is that you want to provide value with your scopes. And with that, the more scopes that you do where you're providing value, the more that your reach is going to be. Because like I said, people are on at different times. People are interested in different things as well. So those 2 things. And then I'm going to say any networking group that you can join to get yourself out there, join it, because that's definitely helped me tremendously. And then I'm going to say, all right, so those 3. And then now I lost the train of thought. Oh, 2 other things while I'm summing up. One of those is with your followers. When somebody follows you, check them out, and if you think that they legitimately could be somebody that you would be interested in, follow them back, because follow for follow kind of thing. The other thing is, the more scopes that you jump in on and you have a presence in the comments and giving people hearts, the more chance that somebody might follow you, whether it be that particular person that you're watching their scope, or another person that's watching their scope and seeing your comments. And so that's another thing, making sure that when you're watching scopes, you're not just being a ghost watching, that you're actually commenting and inputting and tapping and giving hearts and that kind of thing. And even if you're giving hearts on the replay, because I know that I try to reciprocate hearts, and I feel like the way that I've gotten a lot of my hearts is from reciprocating the hearts that and that kind of thing. So to sum it all up, and thank you for joining, Brenda. But I'm going to go ahead and sum it all up. So to sum it all up, again, that's going to be the first tip being the more you scope, the more your reach is going to be. But with that, make sure you're providing value with every scope. When you're on Periscope, make sure that you are commenting and hearting it up. And even if you're watching on the replay and you can't comment to them, you can heart them up still. And then with followers, check your follower list. And if somebody new has followed you, follow them back if you think that they would be somebody you would be interested in watching. I mean, I understand that sometimes you're going to get weird follows, but the ones that look like they're going to be really good, follow them back, because follow for follow kind of thing. And reciprocating hearts as best you can. I mean, I know you can't watch every scope all the time, and depending on how many people you have watching and giving you hearts, but just as best you can. And then the other thing is to join a networking group, such as the Perry Girls if you're a woman, because, like I said, literally yesterday, 6,000 hearts. And today I'm hitting 260,000. I just hit 250,000 on Sunday. And so for me, I think that's really cool that I got 10,000 hearts in 2 days just from scoping, and not like anything big like Past the Cast or anything like that Perry Girls does. So that's really cool. And that's really it for this one. Oh, and consistency. I think I said something in the middle there about consistency. So the consistency and making sure that you're being consistent with scoping every day if you can is a great thing, because when you have at least one replay in your replay mode at all times, people are able to get to know you a little bit better. And when they go to see if they want to follow you, like say it's a new person that you followed and you want to see if they're going to follow you back, they might want to watch a scope before they decide that they follow. And so that being said, the more often that you scope, the better, even if it's just once a day. So yeah, thanks for joining. I think I put my point across there. Like I said, it's a little bit longer than I really wanted it to be, but that's okay. And I will see everybody next time. Thank you, Brenda, for all the hearts. And thank you for watching on the replay. And that's about it. See everybody next time. Bye, guys.